more time, the grooming for those beautiful cattle or for Marty. He looks fantastic on camera every single time. Well, we turn now our attention to Europe in particular, where ever-increasing consumer expectations around transparency, animal welfare and environmental practices are shaping the way globally that food is produced. Those expectations are trickling into the Asia Pacific and have implications certainly for the local beef sector here in Australia. There's a spotlight on practices like dehorning and castration, so what do producers need to do to better align their product with what consumers really want? How can they demonstrate what's happening on the ground so that when it gets to the supermarket, consumers are happy? To discuss, we have Singaporean-based veterinarian and livestock expert, Dr. Michael Patching. Great to have you here in studio.
It's wonderful to be here. Thank you.
And you're not actually Singaporean.
Oh, not
living
quite.
there?
No, just living there. I've lived in Asia for the last 8 or 9 years, and internationally probably for half my life. So, but it's great to be back in Australia and great to be in Rocky. I'm a beef Australia virgin, so it's been quite an experience so far.
Oh, it's a marathon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you settled in? You
no,
tired?
I've been sprinting so far, so hopefully I can stick it out for the long haul. But it's been great.
Your global career means that you've really got a finger on the pulse of what the changes that are coming down the pipeline. Let's talk about some of the focuses in the beef industry.
Yeah, look, so from a global perspective, I guess we've got a lot of issues that we need to deal with in Australia, and producers have a lot of things that they need to focus on locally. But to start with, we need to consider that most of our beef, or a lot of our beef, is going internationally, and so what is happening and the trends that are happening overseas are really, really important to what we're doing on the ground in Australia and how we're producing our products. And Europe, there's a lot of pressure on sustainability and environment and other things, and animal welfare is definitely becoming a big focus over there. And that will continue to put a lot of pressure because of those consumer pressures on how we're treating and looking after our animals here.
You've kind of got a decision, I guess, as a producer, which is on the one hand to say, okay, this is what consumers are asking for, and maybe it aligns with your own values anyway. We're going to start doing these practices or cease doing others, or change the way that we do some of the practices. Or you can say, well, we're a little bit out of sight, out of mind, and we'll just keep doing what we want to do.
Right, and there's huge challenges. There's even more challenges because our production system here doesn't really match the production system that happens in Europe, and why those pressures exist in Europe in the first place. They've got more intensive production. Veterinarians have really high contact with the livestock, and therefore the veterinarians can do a lot of these procedures directly themselves, whereas in Australia, especially in Northern Australia, we've got really remote areas where the vets don't have that direct contact. So our ability to kind of match their expectations is a really massive challenge.
So you're a vet by career, but you're also involved with a group called Better Choices. Tell us about that.
Yeah, look, I'm a vet by qualification is how I kind of word it. I've got a master's in animal welfare, and animals are kind of my passion. I'm also CEO of a company called Impetus Animal Welfare, which is about pragmatic animal welfare change, and ambassador for Better Choices, as you say. Better Choices is about having that discussion and creating a community of the producers, and we know producers care about their livestock, and they think livestock are, looking after them is a really, really important thing to do. And so we're trying to create a community where we are having that discussion about pain relief and about the procedures we're performing, and take producers on that journey. Understand where they're at, what their production systems are, what their limitations are in meeting the needs of the animals to alleviate that pain, and be on that journey rather than an audited program that sets criteria and then makes people meet those criteria. It's about that journey of understanding where they're at and what they need to do to keep elevating what they're doing and making better choices every single day.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because 93% of Australian farmers say that animal welfare is really important to them. So let's talk about two of the spotlight issues. Dehorning.
No, dehorning. Look, it's a big challenge, especially the northern cattle who are genetically predisposed to having horns. And then again, our production system up here, where we're not mustering or seeing them for extended periods of time. As those horns grow and the animals get older, the horn grows out and there's got blood supply and nerve supply, and therefore cutting those horns off can create pain, lots and lots of pain to the animal, and therefore we need to be doing something to alleviate that pain.
And what can we do?
If a vet was there, if a vet was administering it, they would do a corneal nerve block. They'd nerve block, like if you had a tooth removed, do a nerve block on the nerve to then cut the horn off. Farmers don't necessarily have that capability or luxury for handling reasons and for access to drugs, and therefore using trisulfan after you've done the procedure if there's not extensive bleeding, and wound care is really important as well for bleeding and infection into the sinus, and then using non-steroidal like meloxicam, either Butek in the cheek cavity, or using a meloxicam injection for that non-steroidal pain relief, like a Panadol type procedure.
And castration?
Castration, very, very similar. We need that short-term acting pain relief through either injection again or trisulfan up into the castration site, right up. It needs to go up and be where the nerves are. And then again, non-steroidal like meloxicam or Medicam or Butek to make sure that they're getting that longer-term pain relief and inflammatory pain relief.
So plenty of options there, lots of choices. Better Choices not only is a platform you can become part of in a community, but there are a lot of wonderful resources on the site as well that can teach you about best practice and about innovations.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, I guess, the intent of how we want to evolve the program is working with universities and researchers so that we can have those options available and continue to extend that information. And if they want, we've got a reasonably good website now with quite a few resources, and they can go to betterchoices.com.au and see those resources, become a member. And
That's great.
And now tell me, are you on stage today?
I am. 2 o'clock out the back. I can't remember the name of the pavilion behind Walter.
You're at the symposium stage.
There you go. Thank you very much. Thank you for helping me. Maybe you can help direct me there later, but I'm at the symposium stage at 2 o'clock.
I've got a great job as Dr. Michael Patchings-Zaire, I think, making sure you know where you're going. Fantastic to have you here in studio and talking about something very topical. Michael, thanks for your time.
It's wonderful to be here. Thank you.